Hello beautiful people, it's Bridget. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're not talking about makeup-y things or hair thingies, which is my normal stuff, usually makeup, but today we're talking about my skin issues. So that's the thing we're gonna talk about today. It's something very common that a lot of people don't have a diagnosis for, or they come in different stages. So I have a very severe case of it, but a lot of people have mild cases of it, and today I'm gonna tell you all about my skin condition as well as what it is and what is wrong with my skin, just in case maybe you're having the same symptoms, don't know exactly what's going on, or just want to know because people are curious. And let's get into it. I don't know how to start off this intro very well. This is not what I'm used to doing. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. I have no idea how I'm going to compose this video at all, but I did ask you guys a while back if this is something you'd want to see a video on, and you said yes, so I'm here to help you out. Also, one of my comments actually said they have this. I guess they knew what it was, and they said they have it, and yeah, so a lot of people have it. It's a very common thing, but you can have it in a very mild form. It's not as common to have it in an active, all the time form or a very severe form. So let's get into it. I'm somewhere in between the active and severe. It just depends on, flare-ups and stuff. So I have something called HS. I just call it HS. If I have to talk about it, I rarely ever speak about it other than being like, if I'm with someone, I'm like, oh, this sucks. But the pronunciation is Hidradenitis Suppurativa. I have a little thing on my phone that tells me, I screenshotted it, telling me the pronunciation of it. Honestly, there's a really great website called nobsaboutHS.com that you can check out if you want more information on it. But basically HS in the mild form, which is what a ton of people have, especially 20-year-old females is when you kind of get this, or like teen to young adults, is basically it's like a cystic form of body acne. The flare-up areas for this type of condition are underneath your arms, which is where mine is the worst. It can happen anywhere on your body, but underneath your arms as well as on your butt and in your groin area are like the most active parts of it. And like how everyone has like a form of staph in your skin, it's like a more aggressive type of that, I guess to say. So the mild form of it is like a cystic body acne, where it's a really hard under the skin bump blemish. So it's not like a pimple you can pop, and it happens anywhere. That kind of form of like cystic, hard, hurty, painful body acne, I really just get it on my butt. I know it's uncomfortable and it leaves scars and it's not the greatest. But that's just like the mild form of it. When you get to the more severe side of it, these are things that really hurt, and there's no form of cure for this. There's like a certain bath you can do to help calm it down apparently, but it's not a solution to this. It's kind of just something you live with forever. Now with my type, which is more of a severe type, I will get, and I had no idea what this was for the longest time. I thought I had cancer or something. It's like, the best way to describe it is like tumors growing underneath of your skin. So mostly under this arm, I'll get some under this arm too, but mostly, and it happens anywhere on your body as well, it's like hard growths underneath of your skin that kind of come up through your skin. It makes it really hard to shave and everything. And if you have more than, once they have a flare up on the top of my armpit and the bottom of my armpit, I fold my arm down and they touch, it is extremely painful. If you have one, you can kind of try to like shave around that or just avoid it and hope it goes down. But a lot of the times, unfortunately, there's several, and it's really just painful, hard bumps underneath the skin. It's not something you can pop on top of the skin. It's not something that just kind of goes away. Honestly, if I have one, I'm like, oh, only one. If I have like 5, I'm like, okay, this sucks. It's just one of those things, and they get progressively worse. So a lot of the times, unfortunately, like I only went to the doctor 3 times this year when I should have went a lot more for these pockets under the skin, because they can get infected. Like these little tumory like things under your skin can get infected, and they'll just have a huge growth under your skin that needs to be drained. Unfortunately, it's really sucks. And the fact that I only had to go to the doctor 3 times, or I only went to the doctor 3 times this year for this, is apparently great and fantastic. They're like, if you're not doing this like every week, you're doing pretty well. And I'm like looking at the doctor like, what are you it's horrible. So it's just like a growth under your skin that needs to be drained. They get huge, and like it's progressively like you're used to having tons of bumps and like little growths underneath your arms that sometimes, or anywhere on your body, because I've had them under the back of my knees as well as on my ankle. I have a really, really dark scar on my ankle. It looks like you took some charcoal smudge and smudged it on my ankle. It looks like a smudge of charcoal on my ankle. It's just a black scar from an infected growth on my skin. And I tried to eventually drain it myself without, because I'm scared of needles, you guys. Like, I have a ton of tattoos, but I'm scared of needles. It's not the same. So I don't want to go to the doctor unless I absolutely have to, but these things have to be drained if they get infected, which happens all the time, and they can be like golf ball sized, and you know, it sucks. A lot of people think that these things, like, I originally thought they had like a spider bite, because like the first one I ever saw really bad was like under my chin as well as behind the back of my knee, and I thought, oh my gosh, there's like a spider in my room, let me sanitize everything. I thought I got bit by a spider, and not so much. It's just something I have to deal with forever, all the time, and it's extremely painful. They're very hard. Even if you get something infected and it drains, you're gonna leave a scar there, like, especially if someone has to cut you open with a scalpel, you're gonna leave a scar there. Most of the time you don't have to get cut open or anything, but it's gonna happen a couple times a year if you have a more severe case of this. And mostly it is just weird growths underneath your arms or on your butt or anywhere. Thankfully I don't have the groin stuff, because that sounds horrible, but yeah, it's just basically like painful growths under the skin. It makes it really difficult for me to want to film hair videos. I love doing hair videos, you guys, but if I'm having a bad flare up, and it's happened several times where I'm like doing my hair and I'm doing a fast forward thing through me doing my hair, because I don't want people looking at my underarms, because it looks really embarrassing, like it looks bad. And like, so the last two guys that I dated, first one, I had no idea what was going on. I was like, if I have cancer, like blah, 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 blah. I was like panicking, I didn't know what was going on. With Cortland, I knew what I had, but I was still really embarrassed when we started dating to have my arms up, or if we were laying on the couch, I wanted my arms completely down, even though it hurt a lot of the times, because I could not let him see the terror that grows under my arms, and it's something I can't control, and there's nothing I can do about it to make it go down. And honestly, I feel like a lot of different people have triggers for this. Mine is sweat, which really sucks, because I've always had an issue with sweat. I've always been allergic to my own sweat. It makes my eczema and everything, because I have eczema as well, flare up, and it makes my skin really terrible and rashy. And now with this too, it irritates that, and it makes it more painful with the growths and everything underneath the skin if I sweat, which sucks because I want to lose weight. But if I sweat a lot and I get a flare up, then I can't sleep that night, because, you know, it hurts, you know? And unfortunately, what a lot of people in like the doctory space, I should say, since I have gone to the doctor a few times for this already, they don't give you what you need. Like, if you have an infection and they don't think it's bad enough to drain, they just want it to go down naturally, they'll give you like, oh, what is that word? Antibiotics. Antibiotics, which I'm very sensitive to in the first place. But antibiotics, they only give you exactly enough for what they think it would end down, like, or like it make the whole thing go down, you know, make it dissolve on its own. But they need to give you more so that the next time it happens, you don't have to go to the doctor every single time and pay for a doctor's visit every single time this happens, because it happens all the time. And if you don't have enough antibiotics for something that seems like it's getting bad, then eventually you're gonna like, ooh, hope it goes down on its own, like many of them do. And then it doesn't, and then you have to go to the doctor again. Like, it's a never-ending cycle. They should really just have antibiotics available for people with this condition, honestly, or give you a couple extra just in case your next flare-up gets to the point of needing to see someone for it. But I'm really grateful that most of the people who have this condition mostly just have like cystic acne. It really sucks because it is hard and large under the skin and it looks terrible. But I'm so glad that not everyone has the really painful kind, because it is such a common occurrence. And if you have like I really thought I had like cancer, or like I was like feeling for like getting checked for breast cancer and everything, because like the whole underarm situation was really painful and there was lumps and it was uncomfortable. I didn't know what it was at first. So I'm glad that I officially know what it is now. And yeah, check out that website if you want more information on it. But honestly, I don't know what else to say other than the fact that it sucks, but it is what it is. So if you guys ever see me in a video with like discoloration on my skin, or a really large bump, or a scar, or discoloration, or anything, you know, it is what it is. Just try not to point it out to me. I hate when people point out things to me. Or they'll be like, ooh, what is that? And I'll be like, nothing. And people will be like, oh, is that a hickey? Blah, 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 blah. And you know, even if it was, mind your business. But like, even if I get anything wrong with my skin, it takes me forever to heal. A lot of it is just stuff I can't deal with, or, you know, eczema, allergic to a lot of fabrics, allergic to my own sweat, healing very slowly and getting discolorations and like looks like scarry red patches on my skin, and then having the HS, which makes my skin absolutely terrible underneath the skin when it sometimes it breaks through. So yeah, I have a lot of skin issues, but you know what? I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, if you have these skin issues, why get tattooed? If I have a terrible scar on somewhere, I don't typically get it on my arms itself, but if I have a terrible scar somewhere, I can just cover it up with tattoo, feel like it's really cool, and not to see that terrible scar of something painful that happened to me. It's gonna keep happening to me forever. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't down below. I know it's a little bit of a different video for me and nothing I'm not used to. I hope I did a good job explaining it. And if I didn't, again, there's the website to check out because I'm not the pro at this. I'm telling you what happens to me personally. But thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. If you have this condition, let me know down below because I feel like it's a very common thing, especially in the mild form, that a lot of people don't talk about. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.